Good afternoon, you're listening to Stories Behind the Songs on Exposure Radio. I'm Lauren Colvin, and my guest today is part of the Capital FM Weekday Breakfast Trio. He's won an Acriva Radio Award for Best Breakfast Show 2014 and part of the Radio Academy Wales Committee. It is, of course, Matt Lissack. Hi Matt, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for inviting me down. It's
That's
good to
right,
be
very excited to have you.
here. So, I got into radio at the age of 17, I think. I did work experience at my local radio station and I kind of got bitten by the bug really. So I went away and went to my local hospital radio station where I volunteered for 2 years, just presenting a show every week. Built up my experience, made a demo and sent it to my local station. In fact, it was probably about 10 I sent to my local station before they listened to me. And then eventually they gave me a gig. Things go wrong quite a lot in radio and you have to keep a level head. You do kind of learn to get used to the problems and mistakes. Usually they're technical problems which are out of your control, so you have to be able to kind of adapt and just kind of make it sound like there isn't a problem, which is it's quite easy really. I mean, you just kind of let the listener know if something's going wrong. If there's nothing you can do about it, just get them in on it and you know, deal with it after. Blame the engineer. Every year there's the Acriva Radio Awards, which is open to all commercial radio stations, and there's various categories. The one we went for was Best Breakfast Show, so we submitted our entry. It was an audio entry. We put about 15-20 minutes of audio in. There's a written entry as well of why we thought we deserved to win that award. And then one day we got a nomination, and I mean that was enough for me. The fact we got nominated was absolutely brilliant. And then we went down to London. There was us and 2 other radio shows from across the UK in this category, and then they read out the nominations and then read out the winner, and they said the winner is Capital South Wales. I was like, no! Couldn't believe it. It was amazing. The perks of being a presenter. Well, apart from getting up at 4:30 in the morning, which isn't a perk, I get to leave at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, it's a great job. You get in and you get to have a laugh with your co-hosts, play some really good music, go home, do it all again tomorrow. Also, perks include getting to chat to celebrities, which is quite cool, and you develop quite a lot of contact as well doing the job, you know, in radio. So, and you can get perks from that, like for example, getting into clubs without queuing. This was one that I actually did before I got into professional radio. I was doing hospital radio, so not getting paid, and I managed to blag my way backstage into a Radio 1 roadshow. It was called One Big Sunday back then, I think it was, and it was on Plymouth Hoe, and playing was Kylie Minogue, and I was backstage, and I heard that she was in one of the cabins doing an interview on air with Radio 1, and there was me with my microphone, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to try and get her when she comes out. So I was hanging outside for a while. She comes out. I ran up to her and said, "Can I interview you, please?" At this point, a BBC television crew was trying to get in there as well, and amazingly, Kylie turned around to the BBC News crew and said, "Guys, this guy's interviewing me. Can you leave him alone?" So she let me do the interview and walked off straight after. Didn't give the BBC News crew time of day. So thank you, Kylie.